Hello, today we'll be looking at public goods, merit goods and demerit goods and how the free rider problem and these three goods cause market failure. Public goods. Public goods are goods which tend to be good for you and they cannot be provided by the private sector because there is no incentive for private individuals to do so. The public goods are defined as goods which have three key characteristics. The first characteristic is they are non-rivalrous. This means that if somebody benefits from the good and then somebody else comes and benefits from the good, the benefit will not be reduced to the first person. So if we look at an example of a public good, street lighting. If someone is benefiting from the street lights, and another person comes and benefits from it, the first person's benefit will not be reduced. This characteristic is also sometimes called non-diminishable. The second key characteristic is non-excludable. This means that nobody can be excluded from receiving benefits of the good. For example, if we look again at street lighting, people don't need to pay as such to get the benefit of street lighting. And if we look at taxes, not everyone pays taxes, yet everyone benefits from the street lighting. The third key characteristic is that the goods have to be non-rejectable. Just because you don't want street lighting on your road does not mean you can have your say. The street lights will be there. You will be either paying for it through taxes or won't be paying for it. It doesn't matter what is happening, you will still have the street lighting there. There is no choice. Those are public goods. Now, some goods only have some of the three characteristics. For example, a beach. We call these goods quasi-public goods. Quasi meaning almost, so they are almost public goods. So if we look at a beach, okay, firstly, you can say that it was designed to be all three of the characteristics. So we can say it's non-rejectable because if you don't like it, there's not much you can do about it because it's just there. It's non-excludable because it's free for everybody to come and enjoy. It's non-rivalrous because if you're enjoying on the beach and somebody else a mile away is enjoying it, it's not going to cause any harm. That's why a beach would be a public good. But why is it a quasi-public good? Well, it's a quasi-public good because it is rivalrous to a certain extent. If you're on the beach and it's so crowded like Benidorm and there's about 1 trillion people on the beach with you, the benefits of you relaxing, reading your book, it's probably going to be destroyed as you probably have the ball kicked in your face 1,000,000 times. You can't read, there's no space for you to move. Also, it can be quite excludable. Some beaches are private, therefore not everyone can go to them. It might be part of somebody's property. And some beaches say no dogs allowed or no smoking on site. People who want to smoke, people who have their dogs with them, they will be excluded from receiving the benefit of going on a beach. So these are called quasi-public goods. Then we go into merit goods. These are goods which tend to be good for you. For example, schools, healthcare, they tend to be good for you. And the private sector can provide for them. So for example, we have private schools and we have private healthcare. But the government has to intervene and also put state NHS, state healthcare and state schools, because if it was run by private individuals, not everybody would be able to afford to go to school, and then negative externalities would be born out of them. For example, there'd be increased crime. If not everyone was available to NHS, then people would be dying, it would be quite a serious problem. So that's why the government has to intervene. That's why merit goods cannot be solely produced by the private sector. The next type of good are demerit goods. Oh, 1 minute, let me just go back. Merit goods also create positive externalities because if people go to school, then they're less likely to commit crime. So that's why merit goods cause positive externalities. If we look at demerit goods, demerit goods are the opposite of merit goods. They tend to be bad for you. For example, cigarettes and alcohol. If we left it to a free market economy, these goods would be overproduced because the demand for them would increase, so and the price would be cheap, so the demand would increase and the quantity would be too much. That's what demerit good is. These cause negative externalities. That's why the government has to intervene by putting taxes on them, by educating people that these goods are bad for you. That's why demerit goods are bad for you, and they also create negative externalities. For example, if left to a free market economy, everyone was drinking alcohol, or everybody was taking drugs or something, then the whole society would fail. There would be market failure. That's why a government has to intervene in demerit goods. Now, if we look at the free ride, now we explained that through demerit goods, the government has to intervene to stop the market failure. Now, the free rider problem is where, for example, we said before that there's no incentive for private individuals to actually provide for public goods. So the free rider problem is that if one person creates, if some individual goes, okay, fine, this is a free market economy, I'm going to provide for street lighting. So that person will be providing for street lighting, but nobody will pay him because people may say, oh, I'm not benefiting from it. Or why should I pay? I don't even want it. Half the people would not pay. So there would be no street lighting. We wouldn't get benefits from it. So the free ride problem is this, that even if it's when there's a positive externality and people are just free riding on the advantages. So that's when market can fail. That's why we have taxes. That's why we have the government in place to stop market failure. So just a quick summary. Market failure can happen because of private individuals not being able to provide certain goods. So we looked at public goods. What are they? How are they defined? Quasi-public goods. What are they? Merit goods, demerit goods, and what the free ride problem is. Thank you for watching.